Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about one of the questions that I got, and it is about traveling. Traveling for solo travelers and for female solo travelers. And the question is how hard or how easy is it to travel in Brazil? There are multiple ways that I can answer this question. So you can travel quite easily here in Brazil. There's no train, so that is something you have to consider. There are buses, and of course you have the airplane. So the buses are quite easy. They go from city to city. They are fairly cheap, and they take a lot of your time, so be aware of that. So if you would go from Curitiba, where I live in the south, to let's say Foz do Iguaçu, it will take you up to 15 hours in the bus. So you can do that, of course, if you have the time, but if you don't, you can easily take the plane, and it will be around 2 hours, I think, from Curitiba to Foz do Iguaçu. Is it safe to travel in Brazil? Well, yes and no. It is safe to travel here, but of course there are places you shouldn't go to. One of those places is a favela. A favela is a slum where a lot of people live that have a very low income. There is a lot of organized crime. Of course, not everybody in the favela is part of the organized crime, but it is a very dangerous place. The people, especially the locals here, they advise me not to go there. A lot of people in Brazil have never set foot in a favela because it's too dangerous. We have one here in Curitiba. It is not as dangerous as it is in the different other big cities, Rio de Janeiro, Manaus, Sao Paulo. So yeah, don't go there. I know there are some organized tours, especially in Rio de Janeiro, but I advise you not to go there. And especially the reason is because you are going to see poor people for a tour. And the money that you spend on a tour very rarely ends up for those people. So it is, for me, it is a very strange thing to do. And even if you are going with an organized tour, it is still dangerous. If you really want to go to a favela to do something to help, there are possibilities. You can go to a charity, you can go to a government agency and see if it is possible for you to go and help out in different programs, different situations. So that is something you can do. There are also some other areas in different cities where it's better not to go to. So what I usually do is I ask some locals what are the areas that I have to avoid, because of course they know best. So just ask some people that you know, or if you are staying in Airbnb, contact your host. Or if you are in a hotel, just ask the hotel staff where are the places that are safe and where are the places that you better not have, that you don't want to go to. As in all big cities, you have to be aware of pickpockets, especially in public transport. The thing that for me is very important is just don't bring your valuables. Of course, I know we all want to take our phone or our camera, but there are ways that you can protect yourself. For instance, don't use your phone on the street. If you want to use your phone, just go into a shop, into a shopping mall, and use your phone there. If you want to use your camera, you can of course use your camera, but if you're finished taking your picture or your video, put it back into your bag. And speaking about bags, make sure that your bag is safe. There are some bags that are anti-theft, so it is a lot harder for pickpockets to get into your bag. I have a strap around my chest to make sure that it's hard for pickpockets to grab my bag at all. And yeah, so make sure that you have a good bag, that you are able to put your valuables away if you bring them, and of course just be alert. So one time I was in Sao Paulo and there were two guys following us. They were walking probably around 10 minutes in the same direction. We went into a shop and they moved on because they were tired of waiting for us to come out. So always be aware. If you are traveling in Brazil, it would be very helpful for you to learn some Portuguese words, because there are not a lot of people here that speak English. And so if you just randomly go on the streets and ask somebody if they speak English, the chance is very high that they don't. Another tip that I have for you, and I got it from some locals here, is when you feel unsafe, just talk to somebody that you feel comfortable with. Especially like in airports, there are always people walking around, and you can always ask them if you feel unsafe, if they can help you. And last of all, just use your common sense. So the Brazilians are super friendly, and usually when you're walking on the streets, when you're sitting in the park, people will come up to you and have a conversation with you. But in every situation when you don't feel safe, just leave. Just leave. Don't care about that it feels like you're rude, that it's not appropriate. Just leave the scene. Just avoid it, just go home, go back to your hotel, and of course make sure that your family knows where you are, and if possible just keep your phone with you so you are able to contact anybody if you need help. So if you have more questions, please let me know, and of course subscribe. Oh no, there's a plane coming. As I was just saying, please like this video, subscribe, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, ciao ciao!